Hey everybody, this is Rebel Builder and I have another A-Wing from Star Wars Rebels. This is part of Phoenix Squadron. Now if you're familiar with the show, you know there are two blue and gray versions, one being blue striped down the middle with gray on the sides, and then this one with the blue on the outside. Now this build falls somewhere in between being a mock and a recolor. I can't take complete credit for the design, but then again I did not just take the previous version, you know, the one that we got with Darth Vader's TIE Advanced, and just build from the instructions. I use this as kind of an exercise to kind of get me out of a rut. I was recently building the TIE Reaper and I was stuck, so I needed something to just build. And I've wanted to do this build for quite a while and just decided now was the time. And so what I did is I just looked at the other version of the ship and started building. I didn't recreate the internal structure with, you know, the spring-loaded missiles. You know, the real set has a clever firing mechanism for those. I just wanted to challenge myself and see if I could kind of reinvent most of the design. So the color scheme posed some challenges here. There's these little kind of wedges of gray here on the front. I wanted to include those, and so that limited what I could do here. So I've got this 6x2 wedge, and then just 1x3s, and then 1x4 curved slopes going on there. So those pieces did change up the look of the ship a little bit, altered the design, and for me that was pretty fun, kind of seeing what I could do to kind of put my own little mark on this pretty cool little design of a ship, I think. But once I got the build done, I was just not happy with it. I kind of let it sit on my desk here for a little while, and it was just plain. It was boring. I just didn't, it didn't resonate with me. And I went back to the pictures and then kind of dawned on me that these white markings here, they play a very important role in how the ship looks. So my imagination was off to the running to see how I could recreate that. And it started with a trick I've used before on these tail sections and this section back here. I have some blue masking tape. I feel pretty safe using that on Lego, that it's not going to, you know, really gunk up a piece. It comes off pretty easy if you want to reuse those. And so that was the first part. Got some splashes of blue, and then to come up with these white stripes and the white triangles, which are very striking, I kind of had an idea to go back and look at some sticker sheets that I had sitting around, you know, from some old sets, or a couple of sticker sheets I just didn't put the stickers on the set. So I took the edge or the border of those sticker sheets and was able to cut these up to make stripes out of them. And the same thing back here, just looking for some borders, little straight sections that I could, you know, use an X-Acto knife and trim up and use as real stickers. And then I had a couple of patches of white where I could actually go through and trim out these triangles. So these are actually, you know, technically real Lego stickers, so they're going to have the same effect on the pieces as normal stickers would. But once I got those on there, then pow, the whole thing just kind of clicked. And then all of a sudden I really love this ship. And I didn't want to go too sticker crazy, but you know, without the stickers, it's a very plain looking build. So I added a few more here in the front. You know, these red little stripes here, those are a, you know, pretty prominent feature on the show. And so I actually found a rectangle sticker sheet from a set that, you know, I hadn't used or didn't put on, and just sliced that thing in half and, you know, got these. That worked perfectly. And then just some other, you know, Star Wars panel pieces. You know, again, I couldn't tell you what set they went to, but added those on here and just added that extra bit of detail that I think the ship needed. And really in the past, I talk about not being the biggest fan of stickers, but in some cases, a ship or a build just kind of really needs it. Especially with these A-Wings, the other two recent sets that we've got, you know, they're both pretty plain builds, and they added a lot of stickers to those just to jazz them up a little bit. So with these stickers on this one, the ship fits really well next to those other real sets. And if you're familiar with the real set, here's a look at the underside. You can see I included the same type of landing gear. I didn't reinvent the wheel there. But no rubber bands under here, none of this moves, no spring-loaded missiles. You know, I'm not a big fan of those. But some of this section here, I did have to change a little bit. And I was just trying to use the pieces I had, wasn't trying to, you know, recreate the real set piece by piece. And here in the back, you can see I've got the dark pink or magenta engines happening there. It matches the X-Wing and the Y-Wing. I know in Rebels that they're yellow. The other A-Wing from Rebels has yellow engines, but I was actually out of those yellow pieces and had some of these dark pink ones and decided to use these. And here's my pilot. This is the Rebel A-Wing pilot. This was the polybag version we got a couple of years ago. As I mentioned, I did this build to get me out of a creative rut that I was in. It was really kind of good just to kind of get my fingers working, get some parts put together, and then at the end come up with a really satisfying build. It helped reinvigorate me and kind of jerk me out of the creative funk I was in, and went on to finish the TIE Reaper after I built this. So it doesn't always have to be like a master creation, you know, sometimes you just need a simple little build to get your creative energy flowing, and that's what this ship served for me. So I hope you've enjoyed this build. If you have, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit a thumbs up down there and leave me a comment. Let's have a discussion about this ship and anything else you want to talk about. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I've got some great builds coming and you don't want to miss out on those. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back soon.